misery, regret, sorrow. These are the tenets that are followed when creating a game that is supposed to break your mind, that's supposed to crush your balls, destroy your dreams, fondle your balls until they explode, poke your eyes out with a fork, and make me want to scoop out my fucking eyes and prostate with a damn blade. Yo, what's up? Well, I hope it was fun. I hope you really liked that montage. Anyways, let's get down to the brass tacks. And by I mean brass tacks, I mean we're just gonna start off exactly where we left off, by defeating the Moonlord and beating hard mode, moving in directly into Post-Moonlord territory. So, I think it's about time that we start to get a little bit more prepared for our upcoming bosses. I start off by killing Moonlord a couple of times, then set my sights on the Profane Guardians, my next target. I then find Exodium Clusters, which I could have just not fought Moonlord. We get some nice ASMR. After harvesting these clusters, I then make Luminite balls. I love never having to worry about Luminite ever again. And then not long after that, I then fight the Profane Guardians. Let's move on, shall we? This has been fun. I set my sights on the Dragon Folly. I then start constructing an arena for Dragonfall, and this took a little while. I was kind of cataloging, looking around. I was getting effulgent feathers, I think they're called, or like effulgent pennons. But yeah, it took a bit. Yeah, it took a while. It was really boring. But you know, I eventually got it done, and alright. Well, that was a bit abrupt. Sorry for that. Anyways, let's continue onward. I go back home, and I then set my sights on my next target, Providence, the profaned goddess. I then reforge my Moonwalkers, and then fight the wicked goddess, Providence. it didn't take many attempts on Providence for me to realize that Post-Moonlord was going to be incredibly difficult, but I didn't know how difficult, and I'll figure that out later from now. But all I know is that I can only attempt Providence again and hope that I succeed. Providence defeated, I could now continue, but I definitely had the knowledge that the rest of the game wasn't going to be easy. So anyways, I go through the loot that I just collected and get the Mark of Providence. Something that we'll definitely need for, a little bit later. Which isn't too far from now. It summons the, I think, like, the envoys of, like, the Devourer or something. There's Cygnus, Ceaseless Void, and Stormweaver. Yeah, we're gonna be very familiar with some of those. Anyway, after mining a bunch of Yuli Bloom ore, I then make Yuli Bloom bars, and then I make Terragon armor. Our next armor set. Yay! I then go to Hell for some reason. Oh yeah, right, to collect bloodstones, stuff that I can't even do anything with. I then find a unique little worm called a bloodworm. See that it spawns the old Duke, so my dumbass actually spawns it, and I then go into the dungeon, killing everything along my path, get a random message. Surely that doesn't mean anything bad. I eventually summon Ceaseless Void, then I die by Ceaseless Void, and that kind of continues back and forth, so I just kind of stop. So I just kind of decide to put my effort towards another boss, which is Cygnus, Envoy of the Devourer. After defeating Cygnus, I then get the Cosmic Kunai from this treasure bag. I also place down the trophy that I got of Cygnus. And we move on to the next things to do. Okay. Oh my god. That was a lot. Okay, let's move on now. I open up my goodie bag that I got from Ceaseless Void. I look at the stuff that I got, and then... Not the cleanest cut, but we eventually beat Polterchan. And with the defeat of her, we now can rest and grind for more gear. Yay! Woohoo! Alright. Well, I guess I'll start telling you what I grinded for at this point. So I start by opening up Polterchan's goodie bag, looking at what I got. I got some okay stuff, but it wasn't much. But the important thing that I got is... Can you guess it? It's a material currently in my inventory. Yeah, it's Rune of Souls. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of them for not only our next armor set, but I'm pretty sure our next handful of weapons, which will be coming soon. I make the Blood Flare armor, which is our next, well, armor set. Well, I think it's actually like the... Yeah, it's Blood Flare armor, yeah. So I make the Blood Flare armor. It's pretty nice, pretty chill, pretty good. Anyway, I made the Abyssal Diving Suit, and... You know what that means, right? If you're hydrophobic, or scared of the dark or something, I don't fucking know. You might not want to watch this part, bro. It's terrifying to even me, who is not terrified of that kind of shit. I'm not. And even I was scared. So, I'm just warning you guys. See, that's what I mean, bro. Bro, I get jumpy whenever I'm anticipating something. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, hold up. Before I even do this, hold up. Actually, I don't think I'm there. I'm sorry. After doing some research, I figured out I actually didn't need to go down to the Abyss yet. That's for a little bit later, you know, after I'm done with the rest of Post-Moonlord. So anyways, continuing onwards, I then kind of collect myself. That was really terrifying. It's one of the very few times I've actually felt fear when playing a game. I was just surprised they were able to encapsulate fear so well. Although, admittedly, I was dreading a certain primordial creature. If only I was as informed back then as I am now. Anyways... getting closer and closer to the final stretch of the game. But now, we have the Devourer of Gods on our hand. Our next opponent. Gods has been defeated. No, this relic is going somewhere else. That is one of my favorite bosses I've ever fought. I am finally reaching territories that land themselves into the realm of the gods. Now that I have defeated the Devourer. There's a little bit of stuff to do before we head on to the big three. I see the bandit is selling the venerated locket, but I don't have enough money to buy it. I then start up the solar eclipse event and some other ones, but I'm going to skip the part where I grinded all these events because it's very boring. Just know that it was necessary because after defeating the Devourer, there was a bunch of bottom text that basically said, yo, do this dipshit. Anyway, I craft our next armor set, the Godslayer armor. It's pretty cool. I never use its dash. I don't know why. I just don't. Listen, it's a lot of bugs, and I'm still new to keyboard and mouse, like gaming on a keyboard and mouse. So don't judge me, okay? With everything now set in order and gotten, we now have to fight our next boss, Yaren. Oh, Yaren. I thought that I had to fight him in the jungle. I figure out very soon that I don't. But yeah, this is also going to be quite a ride. But after this boss will be a very, very big chunk of this video. I sat there. I beat him, but I wasn't content. No. No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. No. I'm not opening up that treasure bag. Hell no. If I'm gonna beat him, I'm doing it the right way. Yeah, I beat him, but it's such a hollow thing. Now I can rest, knowing I've defeated Yaren without trading. that was by far one of the best bosses yet, in my opinion. If not just the best boss. But now, I must show you Terror Incarnate.
And Apollo, a pair of extremely persistent automatons with unstable energy reserves.
Attempt, and attempt. Death, death, and more death. It was taxing on my mind. Just taking loss after loss, not knowing when it will end, but I've played games for a very long time. A lot of difficult games. Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Bloodborne. And across all those games, I've done a plethora of challenge runs, and there's one thing I've learned from all my time playing games, is that I don't have an incredible amount of skill, but what I do have is determination. And when I'm determined to do something, I will conquer any challenge I put myself through. And deep down, even though I was suffering from this right now, I knew that the XMX were no different. Wait. While I'm having a breakdown, that was one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought. I felt literal euphoria run across my body after beating that boss. I've never had that happen before. This boss is something that will go down in history for me for probably as long as I live. But now we have to direct ourselves to the current last boss of Terraria Calamity. None other than the Brimstone Witch Calamitous herself.
and pain, a feral sense of dominance as all the blood melts into the rain. A flash of history in blood, sweat, and tears. And this war will cause our world to change and will be remembered through the years. And the reasoning, carnage and pain, a feral sense of dominance as all the blood melts into the rain. A flash of history, blood, sweat, and tears. And this war will cause our world to change and will be remembered
At last, peace of mind. I beat Terraria Calamity. But there is one thing that even while I'm editing this video right now, I have not beaten. And it is the Terraria Calamity boss rush, where you fight every single boss enemy. It was a very difficult journey to even get to this point. And even though Calamitous didn't take me nearly as many tries as, well, let's say Exomex. In fact, Calamitous was one of my lowest attempt counts on a boss. Being at, I think, around 6 to 8. If I'm correct. But don't worry. That number gets pushed up really, really fucking high later. And I do want to say that even though I beat Calamitous way faster than I did Exomex, I do find Calamitous harder than Exomex now. I have, for a little while, been practicing Calamitous. I've taken a break for right now. I've taken a break from Terraria or even gaming just to get these videos out. I have been working tirelessly to get all these videos out and brainstorming ideas. And with my immense lack of motivation to anything that I do, it gets really tiring, but I I'm happy doing this. And one day I might have a fan base, like a bustling fan base that, you know, actually watches this, like, content fucking smiling somehow. Like, I don't know, like, there's probably some insane people that watch my content, which basically anyone that would watch my content is insane. Like, willingly watching my content is probably a sign of a severe mental illness. But for us to even attempt the boss rush, let's get back on track. For us to attempt the boss rush, you know where we have to go, right? You know where we have to go? I'll show you. Fine. Ooh, it's pretty down here. So that's the Eidolon worm. So yeah, we just wanna be a bit careful. Like, I'm gonna land right here. Hear the spawn sound. Just watch your enemy radar. Alright, now that we've collected the Terminus, we can now officially start and complete the final challenge of Terraria Calamity, which is Xerox Boss Rush. It's also looking at dialogue for roughly like 10 minutes until you actually get to start the thing for the first time. Yay. Isn't this fun? Looking at dialogue? I had to sit here for minutes. You're lucky I sped this up by like, what, like 500%? It is so boring listening to this stupid ass eyeball talk. Anyways, let's get it. I'm tired. I am so tired. Exhausted and bored. The boss rush was not fun. Usually, whenever I do some kind of challenge, I usually find a lot of enjoyment from it, even if it's ball-crushingly difficult. But the boss rush didn't feel like it was a matter of if I was going to win based off of skill, based off of, like, really anything else. I know deep in my heart I could continue, but I think it was the first time that I contemplated if I wanted to continue. It was just tiring. So I made a deal after dying to Calamitous over 200 times. A deal to not only myself, but to finally move on to something different, something new, so I could finally feel alive. That if I beat Exomex and Supreme Witch Calamitous on death mode, or if I beat the boss rush, then I can officially end my playthrough. And well, I hope you're ready to watch. Oh, you have like a lot. Oh, you also do a ton of damage. Oh.
Oh my god, you get 2 shots?
Oh, well, I mean, I get 2 shots because oh, it's still the same! Oh, god. Okay, never mind. Okay. Holy okay, yeah, you just get 2 shots. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, it was fun. This boss is kinda hard on death mode, yo. Makes like the... Thanatos is scary! No! Oh, okay, I got close. I feel like... I think for me, it's more like the Exomax, like, consistently, or like, some parts of the fight, it's just kind of sick. This shit hits you harder than a cease and desist letter from God. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'll give you 3 attempts, I think. What the? 460 damage! Supreme Calamitous on Death Mode was one of the most... It was soul-crushing. This fight, I believe, took over 200 attempts just to beat. Multiple hours of just sitting there fighting them. I basically got 2 shot. Ow. But I'm gonna... I can't put into words what this was like. So I guess I just have to show you, huh? Cue the music and the little montage to go along with it. Let me show you how difficult this was.
Here we stand as our gaze parts the bright stars. Can't look back to For the breeze carries our nightmares back to our souls, back through our sin. We stand here, our sacred lies in the still air. All as the tears glide through the Destiny found me as soon as I walked this path. Forever since you started, fate was this clash. The world may shift beneath our weight. Our spirits are hopeless, no matter our strength.
All of this sounds great. So far, we've been establishing why people were so excited about Celsius in the first place. So, if that was the case, then what's the problem? Well, the problem was Celsius went bankrupt. Not everything was as it seemed.
Why do I still hear your echoes cry? I may not win, but I must try. I don't deserve forgiveness from you, and yet you persist and fight for truth. Even if I deserve all my burdens, you have forgave my history. But now you have chose to keep determined. So now I have nothing left but
Starting with this financial
There's no way I can. Yeah, there's no way I can do this. Carnage? No, actually. I just don't see that actually. Yeah, there's no way I'm beating this. Oh shit, wait, hold up. Hold up, Graydon, I'm sorry.
It was disgusting. So right 15th arrives, nobody gets paid. And you know, I don't know what to do. I feel terrible for people, but at the same time, you know, nobody's talking. There's still this threat of a lawsuit. And I've contacted at least probably 100 people for this story at this point who had money in Goliath or knew about Goliath. And basically almost all of them are terrified.
Well, I didn't absorb the information just now. It was just ridiculous. I did have a lot of interesting parts when I was talking to Homeland. Fuck. 200 people helped out.
Heels off. Pull out now. Oh, God. What are you doing? You did the whole time, didn't you? What happened to Clyde the Eagle?
Incredibly atrocious. But my fate was sealed when I got juggled by an eater. Oh my god, literally. The sky bridge. That's a lot of work. No, you're totally right. We finally made it to the dungeon where I grabbed some books to make our bookshelf to finally craft our first weapon, but I don't want to do that because as per the old boss rules, I have to fight every boss.
What a surprise. How is that allowed? Hey, so he's...
Wait! Did I do it? There's so much fighting that happened. I couldn't possibly fit it all without this being almost like I want to say like 150 to almost 2 hours. I mean, I could have continued. I like those long montages, but this was probably one of the hardest fights, but not for it, I guess it, not really for it being, like, actually,
This is
like,
the proof. You can only get this on death mode. Same as this.
skill diff. It was more
That
of
was
just
like
stat blow.
200 something attempts? Like 200 plus attempts, I think?
It was kinda sweet
It's
to
over.
win,
Playthrough's over.
but also kind of
I am not doing
odd.
boss rush. I don't like it. It's cringe.
I know
at
there's
that,
probably
though.
many people that want me to do the boss
I know,
rush,
like,
but I
before-
genuinely don't enjoy it, and if you told
Before I
me
go,
to do either boss
Before I
rush
leave
or
this
death
world,
mode
I'm obviously gonna
calamitous,
keep
I would
this
pick death mode calamitous instantly again. I just find it more fun. But God, was it fucking torture.
I want to go to every place. One day, I think I'll
I-
play more Terraria. Definitely.
I don't really
definitely
know
think
how to end this,
Maybe not death mode,
but I think
but
just kind of letting the
I think in the background, I'm gonna slowly
me
practice
that
things. Maybe not. I don't really know.
that's
But ultimately,
kind of
I
just talking in the background. I think I'll just let
I think I want to end this
that
off
me
on a,
finish the
relatively-
video off.
This recording is nearly like
It'll
2
take
hours
me a little
long,
while
so
before I
maybe
get my next video out. Not like anyone's waiting for me though.
to
But maybe one day I
The
might
very
have
few
people that wait for me
that have watched
and
my
hope that I upload.
content.
So
Ultimately, not really. No
that'd be
more
pretty cool. Ultimately, I know I'm not, like, I know I'm not good. I know I will never be, like, this, like, perfect player. And, yeah, I struggled with death mode calamitous, while most people probably can beat that in their sleep. Yeah. But as long as that was fun to watch, as long as anyone finds entertainment in what I'm doing, and you think that I'm somewhat interesting, I guess that's all that really matters to me, anyway. I want to make things just a little bit better for everyone. I don't know how I'll do that. I don't know when I'll be able to, but I just want to try and make this world at least a little bit of a better place. I guess, thank you. You probably aren't here listening to this, but I think I'll put this in anyways. I think it's just better that way to anyone that does hear it. And I don't expect any of my videos to ever pop off, or me to even get anywhere more than 20 subscribers, but I like putting unreal goals out there. So, I don't know. Like, if I ever hit 100 subscribers, I guess, I'll do Inferno mode. Inferno mode, no rippers, because, I mean, I have to make it hard somehow, like, well, harder somehow. But I guess until then, and until I'm done recording the Silk Song video, because that's the video I plan on doing next, and that's going to take me a very long time. Although I do think that I'm a little bit better at Silk Song than I am Terraria, but that's still gonna take me a little while. Especially Act 3. Oh god, Act 3 is gonna suck. But I don't know how I'm interesting if I actually am interesting. I know I'm not funny. I know I'm not, like, good at games or whatever. But why not fight the boss that gave me the most mental struggle? Huh? The boss that really started my symphony of struggle. We'll fight him on Revengeance. How it's supposed to be. Alright. I just want to say, thank you for, if you watched this far. I mean, if you're hearing this, you have. You don't know how much that means to me to see my other videos, my other 2 videos, kind of get viewer retention so incredibly low that it almost feels demoralizing to continue, but I still continue anyways. So I guess if you're viewing this far, I guess you kind of, I guess you like me, I guess, somehow. I don't really know. But I guess thanks. It's cool to kind of watch videos all the way through, I think. But I guess I've basically said my piece. My yap session kind of said a lot, but I guess thanks. I'm really bad at ending videos, so I guess I almost no-hit him. I almost no-hit him. I got really close. Hey. Only 1 hit.
Sleep
Good, right?
well.
You deserve it. Pat yourself on the head.
I mean,
and
I'm
also
definitely off tier.
take a shower, probably, if you haven't.
Alright.
Make sure to take care of yourself. The world's kind of harsh. Anyways, goodbye. I could have gone for a little bit longer. Anyways, goodbye.